So in this video, we're going to talk about how to do problem 8 and 9 from section 10.1. We're not going to do the exact ones because the numbers aren't randomizing here, but we're going to talk about them and do similar problems. So something similar to 8. The big key with 8 is just reading those big parentheses with that exponent there of 2. Here, my whole base is square root of 16. It's the thing that's being squared, right? And that's your exponent. Now with this particular one that I gave you, we could simplify. The square root of 16 is 4, and 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16. But notice we didn't even need to do that because squaring and square rooting do and undo each other. So we can actually see the answer here. We don't know how to simplify the square root of 82. We'll be learning about stuff like that later, but the square root of something all squared, square rooting and squaring do and undo each other. You can see your answer right here. It's just 82. Similarly, there's nothing special about numbers. We can have letters here too. The square root of z all squared is the square root of z times the square root of z, which is just z. Squaring and square rooting do and undo each other. Okay, so now we want to juxtapose this against question number 9. Okay, so in question 9, we're doing the square root of 9y squared. It's asking me what positive number times itself is 9y. And here they're telling us that we're assuming all the variables are positive. Okay, and so let's do something similar. Square root of 81z squared. And we're assuming, sorry, little technical glitch, there we go. Assuming z is positive. This is asking me what times itself is 81z squared. That's a 2. Okay? Well, 9 times 9 is 81, and z times z is z squared. Let's see if 9z times 9z works. In fact, let's write it. 9z all squared is 9z times itself. Order doesn't matter in multiplication. We've got 81z squared. Beautiful. We found our answer. The square root of 81z squared. Because this is multiplication right here, we can ask myself, what's the square root of 81 and what's the square root of z squared separately? And there we have it as 9z squared. There's our answer, and we are done. So all I want us to see here, looking at 8, notice with 8 they have a big set of parentheses with the little 2. That's telling me this whole thing is being squared. Whereas here, the only thing that's being squared is z, and that's all underneath the square root. So here it's saying everything under here, it's asking me what times itself is what they're showing you underneath there. Okay? In our next video, we'll talk about something similar to question 11, and then that'll conclude 10.1.